Hello and a very warm welcome to this special. Yes, as the name suggests, Bapu dazzles with the bat, and that's exactly what Axar Patel did in the second ODI as India won the series after winning the second ODI. And it did turn out to be another nail biter after what we saw in the first one-day international. So who would have thought before the series began, given that there was all this talk around West Indies batting not good enough, West Indies, will they be able to give a fight? India firm favourites. Two matches we've seen in the series so far, and both have gone right down to the wire. This time, though, the star of the match at the Queen's Park Oval was Axar Patel. So West Indies won the toss, decided to bat first, and then came in Shai Hope, who was in fact batting in playing in his 100th ODI. Played beautifully, got to his 100. Huge moment for Shai Hope, and one can't help but feel slightly bad, sorry for him, given that he did everything, got 100. 115 off 135 deliveries, and just the way he paced his innings, in the beginning run a ball, then went a little slow, wanted to make sure he was there for the team, that he could get to a big total. Towards the end, I think got 20 of the last 11 deliveries of his innings, played beautifully, but in the end ended up on the losing side. For India, though, the chase began and was set up by Shubman Gill. How good has Shubman Gill looked in this ODI series? And one of the things we were talking about before this series began was how the team management were stuck on Ishan Kishan as their backup opener in white ball cricket. But in this ODI series, it's very clear that Shubman Gill, in the way that he's batted in the two ODIs of 43 and a 64, you get a sense that he is now someone they are looking at very seriously for the World Cup next year. And look at that. The other thing being with Shubman Gill is that he stands out in just the way he bats. We've seen what he's done in Test cricket. He's just a very compact player. Shot making is beautiful, looks good in the middles, got the pedigree, the class, and he's been doing well in the two ODIs. So it augurs well. The other thing being, I was just going back to the other ODI innings, wasn't really wasn't really approaching those innings like you would have expected Shubman Gill to. I get the sense that, especially in the way he's batted in these two ODIs, Shubman Gill, after the kind of breakthrough IPL season he's had this year, I think it has spilled over from that IPL season, and he's looking good. Like I said, very compact, great timing. We've seen beautiful stroke maker, but what we are now seeing is Shubman Gill, who's looking in great form. So that is good for the Indian team. Slightly, when you look at Ishan Kishan, maybe after the way he's played in these two ODIs, and if he ends up playing well in the third ODI as well, then he is going to go up in the pecking order above Ishan Kishan in the ODIs. Okay, so Shubman Gill started well, but at the other end, Shikhar Dhawan was struggling, and 97 of 99 in the first match to 13 of 31 in the second ODI. He was struggling, and in fact looked uncomfortable in the middle. And that's why the question then coming back to Shikhar Dhawan, and whether he is really going to be in the scheme of things, whether he is going to be able to play that new, aggressive, showing a lot of intent, that kind of cricket. But again, it's just one game, and here is a man who just scored a wonderful 97 in the first ODI. So some breathing space for Shikhar Dhawan, but he was struggling out there. And at one point, with Surya Kumar also getting dismissed for small runs, it was India struggling at 79 for 3. In came Shreyas Iyer and Sanju Samson. Let's first talk about Shreyas Iyer, and then we'll get to Sanju Samson. Shreyas Iyer, for all the criticism that he's got in the recent times about how he's not able to bat, short deliveries, that being a problem, 63 of 98 deliveries, and I also of 71 in fact deliveries. But what stood out for me again was that he was he was struggling in the beginning, started slowly, but then built on his innings, and then you saw some lovely cuts and pulls and some lifted shots. So I have a feeling, especially with the way he's batting, he's clearly their favourite in the absence of Virat Kohli at number 3. And I was also looking at the numbers of how well he's done at number 3 in the ODIs. He's 6 out of 6 innings that he's played, he has 4 50s. So there you have it, averages around 55. So Shreyas Iyer at number 3 in place of Virat Kohli, very much that's something that the team management is looking at, the takeaways for 2023 World Cup. Okay, so from Shreyas Iyer then we move to Sanju Samson. Now often we've heard this, that Sanju Samson gets the opportunity and he's not able to capitalize. Well, he said, I'm going to prove all of you wrong, and that's exactly what he did. 54 of 51 balls, telling the world that he does not waste opportunities, and again was looking good. I also feel sometimes that criticism of Sanju Samson, gets wasted opportunities, is a bit much. I mean, 3 ODIs is what he's played, and if you look at those 3 ODIs, 46, 12 and 54, what more can he do? So I do have a feeling with how he's batted in the second ODI, that there will be more opportunities coming for Sanju Samson, and that's good news for him. So there you have it with Sanju Samson. Okay, but India still, despite these two forming a partnership, were, had to chase down 311. Then it was Axar Patel. Axar Patel with the ball hasn't been as impressive in the recent times, and IPL wasn't as impressive, but he really did light up Queen's Park Oval. 64 of 35, 6s and 4s all over the place, 3 4s, 5 6s. And just the way he was hitting the ball, you knew that Axar Patel can bat, and Axar Patel would have, I think when he must have gone back to the dressing room, he would have felt good, because he really did redeem himself. May not be with the ball, but with the bat, surely he did. In fact, we were looking at the numbers with my producer Atishay, and we were looking at how he's done with the ball. Hasn't been good even against South Africa in the T20Is. Didn't get too many wickets. Economy not that great, but yes, with this would give him some kind of confidence. He's going to feel slightly better, and you know what confidence can do. If you're really confident about your skills, then you end up taking wickets. So hopefully he will do that. So that is Axar Patel, but star really of this match. Also, I think we've got to talk about India's bowling. Now, in the 2 ODIs that we've seen, one of the things that has stood out is that you as a team are waiting for Shardul Thakur to take wickets, and he's the one taking wickets, not the others, not your main seamers. Your spinner Yuzvendra Chahal had an off day. He was tonked all over the park. Avesh Khan, very forgettable debut for him as well. Very expensive, didn't get any wickets. He would want to forget this. And you're playing against a team like West Indies. I mean, this batting unit of West Indies was being criticized for not being able to bat 50 overs. And the 2 games that you played against them, both the games, 300 plus is what they've gotten to, and you haven't been able to take all their wickets, and so you haven't been able to dismiss them, and that's something that the team management will be looking at as well. Again, this is the bench strength, as we've been saying, and this bench strength is coming good. Who would have thought Axar Patel, in the way that he was batting, would have won the match? But this is what Shreyas Iyer had to say in the post-match press conference, and it stood out for me. Why? Because he's been criticized a lot for not having batted well in the recent times. This is what he said. He said, I was really happy with the score, which I got today, but really unhappy with the way I was dismissed. I thought I could have taken the team through easily, but very unfortunate with the wicket. Hopefully, I can score a century in the next game. This is what he said in the post-match press conference. The other one was, a question was asked about Axar Patel's innings, and this is what he said about that. He said, it was fun, to be honest. We were sitting together, and Rahul sir was getting tensed. He was passing on the message. But yeah, I think a lot of players showed really good emotions out there. They were really calm and composed during the pressure situation. And it was one of those innings. We've seen these innings in the IPL, and somewhere we've been spoiled by that. But it was one of those innings where, you know, the pressure's building up on you. Axar Patel is the only one sort of really, you know, keeping up with the pressure. Deepak Hooda, he partnered him for a while, scored a 33, got out. In came Shardul Thakur, he couldn't stick around. And then came down to Avesh Khan, who did, I think, get 10 of 12 deliveries. But then he was dismissed right towards the end. Axar Patel tonking a big 6 with 2 balls to spare with Mohammad Siraj for company. That's how exciting this match got. So what can we expect from the third ODI? Well, India have already sealed the series, but I do get the feeling that India will stick with this team and play them in the next game as well. Well, that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. News 9 Sports is what you need to subscribe to if you want the latest from the world of sports. We've been getting you, you know, continuous coverage from the World Athletics Championships as well. Neeraj Chopra creating history with a silver. We're trying to get him also. In fact, that interview will be up soon as well. So News 9 Sports. That's right. That's what you need to subscribe to, and press the bell button, the notification button. So every time we go live, you know we're live, and then you can join us. That's it from us. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.